When I was younger, I wrote dozens upon dozens of letters to case managers, to judges, just hoping that someone would hear my story from my perspective. And so many times I was shut down and told, you're just a kid. And granted, I was just a kid. I mean, I remember the first time I asked to speak to a judge, I was only 9 years old. But at that point, by the time I was nine, I'd already raised two kids almost completely on my own because of how many years of me being the oldest daughter and having two younger siblings that were constantly being moved around. They needed that constant role model. And so I had to step up and be that for them. And I really stepped into an adult role and I was doing everything
Mhm.
that an adult would do. I taught my sister how to walk, how to talk, used to make them all the meals of the day. Like I was in an adult role. And so, although I was 9 years old, I was mature enough to know what I wanted and what I needed and what was best for my family. And nobody would listen to me because I was just a kid. So that's really hard because I've gotten the chance to talk to the Kentucky Circuit judges, and I got to send in a pretty long video about what I think needs to be improved and my tips for them. And one of my tips was listen to every kid, even if you don't get to do what the kid wants you to do, just
Mhm.
listening to them, making them feel like they have a voice in the decision, making them feel like they matter. That is more important than anything else because it gives that child their voice back. And it's something that's taken away when you're in foster care so many times. I mean, if you just think about being placed with a complete stranger, you have to change your identity to be able to adapt to that environment, to survive in that environment. And so many times when I would move into a new home, I would turn into whatever I thought that that family wanted me to be. And so I really lost pieces of myself doing that because nobody was asking me what I wanted. It was always just, what does this family want? And so growing up and having that idea, I feel like I turned into a people pleaser. Like I was always looking to see what people wanted from me. And I never really turned internally and said, what do I want out of this? And so that's not something that affected me just while I was in kinship and foster care. I mean, it affects me to this day. And I think it's something that unless you grew up in the system, you probably wouldn't think about.